This week we're exploring charming Charleston, South Carolina. Step up!
With its rare mix of historic beauty, sea, sunshine, beaches and barrier islands, Charleston has been a must-visit destination on America's Atlantic coast for more than 350 years.
Where are you from?
England. Cheers to you.
Like most older US cities, its colourful, charismatic streets and avenues are fun to explore on two wheels. First stop, Seabrook Island. Beach rides in this gated community are primarily for club members, but there are a few slots for visitors who book in advance. Here, I switch my e-bike saddle for a slightly bigger one.
JT will be riding Silky. The Marsh Tacky is the South Carolina state horse, and Silky is quite gorgeous. This would be a good place to try and do a little speed.
What do? Just hang on.
I'm gonna take care of you.
Woo!
Whoa, Silky!
This is superb. It's like paradise on earth. Just look at that beach. It's almost like being on a different planet. And they have all kinds of strange things down here. The dolphins come up on the beach to eat, and the deer go in the water and surf back in again. It's a little slice of paradise.
It's a big slice of paradise.
Charleston punches well above its weight in pretty much every category, and adventure is no exception, with an enormous harbour just waiting to be explored, and one of the most outstanding options for enjoying it with tidal wave water sports.
Here we go, buddy. Woohoo! So right now, I am floating about 400 feet above Charleston Harbour, and the view is phenomenal.
I didn't want to come down from there. It felt like being a bird.
You don't have to be a daredevil or an adventure junkie to do that. I think my mum would even enjoy that. Well, maybe. One thing they always say you should do in Charleston if you get a chance is shag with a local.
So shag is definitely something that absolutely anybody could do. You just have to know how to count a 6 count, and you can be on the dance floor too. So we go left, right, left, right, left, right. Step. There you go. 1 and 2. That was good.
Sweet tea is about as southern as it gets, and it's only 3 ingredients: tea, sugar, and ice. What about adding a 4th ingredient? And what if that ingredient is vodka?
The famous Firefly vodka tea.
The original. And you're British, so you should love tea.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo! That's got a bit of kick to it, hasn't it?
It's not your grandma's sweet tea.
Wow, I might have to have another one of those.
Charleston is one of the oldest cities in America, and it's also, supposedly, one of the most haunted. I've come down to the Dock Street Theatre, which is supposed to be a hub of spectral activity, to join Charleston Paranormal in one of their investigations.
We've got our SLS cam. This will actually map out figures as they manifest, if they're manifesting.
Charleston Paranormal has all kinds of space-age technology for communicating with the beyond. And then there's just this stuffed bear sitting there with an alarm system inside it. I guess the idea is it's like some kind of honey trap.
Feel free to come and try to engage with us.
When Chris asked the spirits if they wanted to communicate, could they please touch the bear, it started going off like crazy.
Can you stop touching Mr. Bear?
Mr. Bear is a popular character, isn't he?
This is a portal. If they want to talk, they'll come right through and you can hear them.
Oh my God, they're dancing. Did you see them?
Can you come back? Yeah.
Yeah,
I heard that.
awesome.
Oh my God, I heard that.
On the SLS monitor, we saw this spectral form dancing. It was almost like it was performing a routine on the stage, and we were its audience.
Oh, someone sitting next to you. Right in the chair. Yes.
In the chair.
Well, they seem pretty friendly.
I was a little bit scared when Chris asked me to reach out to the form sitting next to me, but adventures come in all shapes and sizes, and this was a unique, fascinating, and genuinely fun experience. Something touched me back! The water is a really key part of Charleston's identity. We know it's on the coast, but it's not just about the beaches. It's the rivers, the harbour, the creeks and the islands, and it all fits together into this wonderful maritime maze that gives this enticing texture to the city's character. Charleston is surrounded by barrier islands, and one of the most popular is the Isle of Palms. I've ridden down here this morning on my e-bike, saved my legs, because I'm going to need them for a bit of surfing.
Pushing up. One's going to land further forward, one's going to land further back.
Push, jump.
Yep.
Kai Dilling looks like a surfer, he acts like a surfer, he's even got the name of a surfer. Meanwhile, I've just got a boring British name. So I guess if I was to have a surfer name, I would deserve something like Johnny Flotsam, because I was just bobbing about in the swell, trying to ride into the shore, but basically just being pushed around by the waves. Kai taught me a few surfing terms, and one of them was Barney, which means an uncool dude. And compared to Kai Dilling, I am 100% Barney. Yay! Oh, whoopsie daisy.
So let's see what we can do with the golf course.
Charleston is famous as a golfing destination. People come from all over the world to play its beautiful courses, and almost all of them have more talent than me.
Say you just want a half back and half through, nice and smooth. Piece of cake, it'll go straight down the fairway.
Piece of cake, Bobby. Half swing, through.
Solidly hit, but it's in the water element. Well done.
I never heard the term whiffing before I set foot on the Muni golf course. And let me tell you, I was Mr. Whiffy Pants.
On the ball.
Focus on the ball. I am the ball.
On the ball all the way through. That's it. There we go.
To finally get that ball in the hole, if I could describe that feeling, it would be relief. Yes! Come on! Woo! One thing about Charleston is that the weather can get a little bit feisty, but I've got more than one axe to grind tonight. Nice shot. Do you fancy a game?
Sure, I'll play a game.
So what am I aiming for?
The bullseye.
Obviously.
Now, what Derek didn't realise was that my ego had already been chopped down to size that day due to my pitiful attempts at surfing and golfing. So I was naturally ready for battle. He also made the mistake of never asking about my axe-wielding experience when my main chore as a kid was chopping wood. But it's easy to separate winners from losers when you're armed with a lethal weapon. In the 18th century, Charleston was the richest town in America thanks to its bustling harbour. Today, sailing is still a massive part of the city's fabric and identity. So I knew that while I was in town, I had to get under sail.
We're going to go just outside the marina, turn up into the wind, and raise the mainsail. Yeah. We'll start sailing right away.
Keel Force have been sailing together as a team for many years, so they work together like a well-oiled machine. Unfortunately, there was a wrench in the machine that day, and it was me.
Just you stay straight, and they're going to trim to you.
Dodgy helmsman on deck.
Breaching is when a boat leans over so far that water starts to come up over the side. It's the last stage before capsizing.
Load the sheet, load the sheet, load the sheet, load the sheet.
The Keel Force captain told me that he hadn't breached a boat in 25 years. I breached it within 25 minutes.
I think a life on the ocean wave could be life for me. Have you got any rum down there?
Rum, we do have rum.
Hey! This day just gets better and better. Today I've come down to the Ashley River in Charleston to experience one of the quirkier attractions in town, which is casual crabbing with Tia.
I've never been crabbing before, but Tia made it such a fun experience. It's like playing the lottery. As you bring up the cage, it's exciting to discover what's inside. Have we got a catch? Have we not? And then finally I did get one. I got a really big blue crab and it felt great.
Hey, I got one. I'm so proud of you.
It turns out that Tia is not only talented at catching crabs, she's also an expert at cooking them. And so my fun-filled week here ends, fittingly, by the water, at the Shem Creek Crab House. Yes, Charleston is full of history, art, food and culture. But don't let anyone tell you that it isn't full of adventure too.